connected. So happy to have you join us. You are joining us on 92.7 FM or maybe 95.3 FM HD4. You may be listening on TuneIn Radio. That's an app you can download and get Nooga Radio anywhere, anytime. Shoutcast. We're live streaming on YouTube and on Facebook as well. Yet it says a good connection. I think we're on now. Yes, we're on Facebook as well. Hello, Facebook, and thank you for joining us there as well on the Cindy's Choice Show. And I am Cindy. And it is my absolute pleasure to join you, as Cindy's Choice is a platform that is intended to make a positive impact in our community. It's my absolute passion to support community initiatives with a special focus on cultivating community collaboration. Chattanooga already represents that well. It's a very collaborative community, and I just want to expand on that as the perfect city to introduce a concept like Cindy's Choice. I gather businesses or nonprofits, especially nonprofits, that complement each other and have the same target market, and I offer them shared marketing management. And folks, it's not just about how much that we save by joining together, but it's how much more we can contribute. And I have a wonderful guest joining me here today, and Lieutenant Austin L. Garrett from the Chattanooga Police Department has joined me. Hello, Austin. How are you?
Good morning. I'm fine.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you for inviting me.
We're going to first, before we dig in with Austin, we're going to give a quick shout out to Chicken Salad Chick because we appreciate them sponsoring this platform for us. Garrett, Austin, I know that you've been to Chicken Salad Chick before.
I have. Fantastic restaurant, fantastic food, and also a fantastic community partner.
Yes.
They were one of my sponsors when I was a contestant on Dancing with the Stars in Chattanooga to support the Partnership for Family and Children Services.
Awesome. I'm so impressed. How did that go? They able to raise a lot of money?
Yeah, we raised money. I don't know about my dancing, but we did raise some money. We raised about $20,000, a little over $20,000 to $25,000.
Yes, and you're right. I'm so proud to be able to work with Josh Patton at Chicken Salad Chick because he is a contributor to our community, and we're so proud of him for opening his third location that's now at the Erlanger Medical Mall. He has the other location, Chicken Salad Chick, at Hamilton Place, the Gun Barrel location. Then there's the downtown location, which has curbside pickup. You can call ahead. They'll actually run your order out to the curb if you call ahead. And it's just an awesome catering option because there is something for everyone with 12 recipes of chicken salad. And then there's a turkey pesto sandwich. There's a BLT. You can get a BLT with spicy pimento cheese or your favorite chicken salad. There's just regular salads. I mean, there's just so much. So they're an awesome catering option. And you can check them out at Chicken Salad Chick, Chattanooga.com, Chicken Salad Chick, Chattanooga.com. Now, I want to jump in with Austin. And first of all, Austin, I'd like to find out a little bit more about my guest. And we're new acquaintances.
Well,
so tell me about you. Where are you from, the area?
Close. I grew up in Jackson County, Alabama.
Okay.
And moved to Chattanooga when I was hired by the city in 1993, a long, long time ago. And
I was here then.
Oh, okay. Great.
This is my third time back to Chattanooga. I'm from Texas, but Chattanooga by choice.
Keep coming back.
Exactly. And so what led you, as you said, you came here to work for the police department. What led you to police work?
I grew up around law enforcement. My dad, because we lived in a rural area, worked with the sheriff's office on a volunteer basis, kind of like a constable or a reserve deputy. He and a couple of the other men in the community. So I've been around that my entire life, around deputies and the sheriffs in Jackson County. So growing up around that, it gave me a passion and a drive for that type of career, and just the example that my dad and my family set for me for community service.
Oh, wow. That's awesome. That's awesome to have good examples. And that's a lot what I want to use this platform. You know, I like hanging out with heroes. And in my book, first responders are definitely heroes. And here we are the day before Veterans Day, and I have another hero coming on for the second half of the show, a veteran of the Navy. And, you know, we're losing that in society now. And I didn't have good examples when I was growing up. So I understand the courage that it takes for character. And when you have to rebuild that character because that didn't get instilled at you in an early age, it is such a challenge. So that's what I love, using this platform to offer opportunities to encourage courage, because if you don't get the courage, if you don't take one brave step after another, you're not going to be able to develop the character.
True.
And your life isn't going to be near what it can possibly be. And not to mention what goes beyond that with what we can contribute to our community and help our brothers and sisters, which is what we're put here for. We're put here for relationship, relationship with God, relationship with each other. And without good character, that gets interfered with, which I imagine a police officer understands more than anyone, because you've got to deal with the people on the far end of that. And I say that with complete mercy, because like I said, with where I come from, there's no judgment. I understand the challenge when you haven't had those good examples, when you haven't had that strong foundation built in your life and that understanding, you've got quite the journey ahead of you.
Sure.
So I love to use this platform and take every opportunity I can to encourage people to just take one brave step after another and develop that courage so that you can stand firm behind your convictions and have good character and turn around and contribute to your community the way my guests do. And a lot of the reasons I wanted to have Austin on today is because of something common in the news right now with the horrible incidents that are happening at events. And Austin is an expert on event security. So tell us a little bit about that, about your training there and your experience with event security.
Yeah, I wouldn't classify myself as an expert. That's just my opinion, but I'm an experienced.
Police Chief Roddy sure bragged on you. So I'm quoting Police Chief Roddy, you guys.
I really appreciate that. I consider myself just experienced in event management and security. So to give you a little background, I became involved specifically with the event management and security in Chattanooga in 2009 when I assumed the role of supervisor over the special events unit for the police department. Prior to that, I had worked in events and different things in the capacity of off-duty officer. But specifically in 2009 moving forward, I assumed the role of responsibility for all events within the city of Chattanooga that go through the permitting process. So, and I'll give you a little bit of background on the permitting process. If someone wants to hold a special event in Chattanooga that requires a road closure, special alcohol permits and things, they go through specific permitting boards. For a road closure, it goes through traffic engineering. Okay. And we have a designated person from each city department that sits on that board that reviews requests for road closures, what kind of event it's going to be, what the impact is to the community.
Oh my goodness! And I bet there's so many of those in our event centric city.
Yeah, and it's grown, and we predicted that. When I came in, we were probably 70 events a year. Right now, this year, I think we're on track to hit about 180. So
are we going to cap that off at some point, or is that just is that an issue yet?
Well, it's not an issue yet, but at some point in time, you do kind of reach your boundaries. But you know that number of events includes very small block parties, things that really don't have a huge impact to traffic or resources and things like that. So it ranges from a small block party in a small residential neighborhood to World Ironman Championships. So those go through certain boards, and I sit on as the role of a sergeant. When I had that role, I sat on that board, and we evaluated those. And it goes all the way through the permitting process, planning, and everything begins with a vision. So an event promoter has a vision or a plan they want to do. So they submit that to us for review.
So tell me that, because you evaluate it. So it's your that board is deciding if it's okay for that event to go on, if it's worthy of like a street closure, or how does that decision come about?
Well, community impact is a lot of different things. One, what type of event is it? Is it right for that community? The community has say-so in that, as they should. So, you have to get sign off from businesses, other people. So there's a lot of input. There's a lot of legwork to do before an event ever gets off the ground. Community impact could include traffic. You just couldn't shut down a downtown street in the middle of rush hour unless it's in a certain area. Can we detour traffic, things like that? So, there's a lot of things when you talk about community impact that you touch. So we take it very personally, and we don't just approve things at random. We do a lot of research. We do a lot of meetings with other city entities, community members, and event promoters to make sure that everyone has some kind of say in it. And when you put on a big event like the World Ironman Championships, River Bend, and things like that, they touch a lot of people.
Yes.
So you want to take their input and use that in your planning. So that's just the basic beginning of special events in the city of Chattanooga. And once that closure is permitted, then it comes to us specifically at my office, and we start evaluating that event for security needs.
Okay.
So that can range from anything from private security to law enforcement involvement, emergency services involvement, which is medical, specialized security measures that we implement. So there's a broad range. We basically do an evaluation of that event.
Well, and does current news stories, does that have any kind of bearing on how you make those decisions?
It goes into the planning part of it, and depending on what that event is or what that news story is, can have some impact. When certain things happen across the country, we wouldn't be doing our job if we didn't take that into consideration.
Right.
Now, what level of impact that has, it's event specific.
Right.
Events across the country.
Who's going to be there, if it's someone that would attract some kind of attention and so forth like that.
I mean, we'll go back to World Ironman Championships. We spent over a year planning that event. And when I say we have a huge event planning committee that Winston Shields and myself began a couple of years ago, where we actually bring in all representation from city and county government and emergency planning to look at these events. So it's just not me from the law enforcement side. We're looking at it from an emergency management side. We're looking at it from the sheriff's department's aspect, EMS, the hospitals. A lot of people don't think about that, but you have a large scale event, the hospitals could be impacted. Ironman, we gave over 700 IVs to athletes on site at our first aid tents. And you're talking about an overwhelming amount of patients that could potentially have to go to the hospital. So you start talking about census at the hospital during events. So just by doing that, at times we meet twice a month, and we're looking at that event calendar for the year. And the entire goal is public safety. We take that meeting as an opportunity to cross boundaries and build relationships with the other agencies, and that furthers our impact on the community and are successful.
Yes.
We've been tremendously successful in Chattanooga in bringing events here, and we want to continue that.
Oh, yes. It's like I said, it's such an event-centric town, and it's one of the things that makes Chattanooga special. Now, with recent news of trucks plowing down pedestrians and so forth like that, are there different things being taken in consideration as far as blocking areas where there's going to be a lot of people? The way Chattanooga lays out, I don't think it's as much of a problem, because we walk a distance to get down to the riverfront. Everything's usually blocked pretty far away because we draw a lot of people. So to me, it's not evident, but I guess you just have to look that much closer and get a little more strategic with what somebody might do, and just plan a little differently maybe than what was thought of before.
A lot of what we do, you will never see. And for good reason. One, it's a tactical aspect of what we do. We don't want people to see what we're doing. And the other is that we implement things that don't impact you enjoying the event. Now, some things you're going to see. You're going to see us in uniform. You're going to see specialized equipment at events and things. But there's things that, I won't go into, that for World Ironman, that we had assets and resources there that nobody would imagine that they were there. They were put away in the need. If we had a need for it, we could mitigate something that happened there at that event.
Well, that's good to know.
We do use a lot of things, or we implement a lot of things that, we've been blessed not to actually have to need or use at an event. But we do take specific precautions, and the things that happen around the world and here in the United States, we take that stuff into consideration because we're developing best practices to mitigate.
Awesome. All right, Austin, we've got a call here. Let me take this real quick. Hey, this is Cindy. This is the Cindy's Choice Show live, and you're on the air.
Hi, Cindy. It's Sam from downtown Chattanooga with the Summer Cares program. And I just wanted to chime in here real quick that Summer Cares is a program that's been going on here for the last several months.
Yes.
Today, we're down at the community kitchen on 727 East 11th Street here in downtown Chattanooga. Tomorrow's Veterans Day, and the community kitchen has got a specific program going on today to provide a free meal for the veterans that may be having it rough right now. And Summer Cares has been kicking in with providing shoe boxes filled with donated items from the public out here in the community. We've got a lot of donations that have been given. We've got a lot of shoe boxes up here. Walmart made a nice sizable donation to help with police clothes that will be given away here. And also the McDonald House just stopped by here and made a sizable donation to go towards the shoeboxes. And so we really appreciate Jules and her fine staff over at the Ronald McDonald House for coming aboard and helping us here with the program.
Wow, that's awesome. That's awesome. Thank you so much, Sam, for that update. And give Summer a hug from me. Tell her I look forward to meeting her and how much we appreciate her Summer Cares campaign.
We have mashed potatoes, green beans, they have rolls, and they have a dessert.
All right. Oh, wow. We're out of time. All right here on the air. Promise you'll come back, Austin.
I will. Just real quick, I want to thank our veterans for their service to our country.
Yes.
If you see a veteran out there tomorrow, buy their lunch and shake their hand and thank them for what
Tennessee Valley's news talk leader, Nooga Radio, Digital FM 95.3 HD4 and 92.7 FM. 3, 2, 1. Chattanooga Radio, Digital FM 95.3 HD4.